Welcome students. In this video, we will study an English chapter from 9th class book, BEEHIVE, The Little Girl, written by Catherine Mansfield. Before starting the chapter, let's talk about the author, Catherine Mansfield. In fact, Kathleen Mansfield Murray was a prominent New Zealand modernist short story writer and a poet who was born and brought up in colonial New Zealand and wrote under the pen name of Catherine Mansfield. She was a critic modernist writer who lived her short life of 34 years. Even before she died at the age of 34, she had achieved a reputation as one of the most talented writers of the modern short story. Let's talk about the introduction to the chapter. The title of the story, The Little Girl, refers to the main character of the story. We'll come across the little girl named Kezia. The theme of the story is the relationship between children and their parents, and the story shows that how children share a very important bond of love with their parents. The little girl Kezia initially feels afraid of her father and avoids him. However, her feelings for her father change in the end from fear to understanding. She is unhappy to find that her father is not a figure to be feared but a person to be adored. Students, the story shows that how as a child we can't understand the true feeling of love and affection behind the strictness and scolding of our parents. But as soon we grow up, we realize that our parents always wished for our well-being. Parents are always concerned for their children, and beneath the strictness lies a heart full of love. This bond of love between parents and their children has been highlighted through this story. Let's talk about detailed summary of the chapter. Kezia always feels afraid of her father, and he seems a figure of fear to her. She tries to avoid him. Daily before going to his work, father goes in Kezia's room for a casual kiss. She says, "Goodbye, father," with a sense of relief because she feels relaxed when father goes out. In the evening, she stands near the staircase, frightened of her. She moves slowly to the hall when her mother calls her. Father's appearance with his spectacles terrifies the little girl. Kezia moves reluctantly, and her father tells her to move fast and orders her to remove his shoes. Father asks, "Have you been a good girl today?" Little Kezia, stammering and full of fear, says, I don't know, father." The father copies her and says, You don't know? If you shut like that, mother will have to take you to the doctor." Student, she never stammers while talking to other people, but always while talking to her father. It shows that she has a great fear from her father. Father thinks that there was something wrong with her. He says to her mother to teach her behave nicely and not to appear unhappy and sad like someone ready to suicide. Her father's giant body frightens her. The father appears like a monster to the little girl. Every Sunday in the afternoon, Kezia's grandmother sent her to the drawing room to spend some time with the parents, to have a nice talk and to strengthen the bond of child-parent love. But the little girl always finds her father sleeping with his face covered and mother busy reading newspaper. So here we feel that Kezia felt a bit neglected. Her parents didn't talk to her, they didn't spend time with her. On the other hand, they were busy doing their own things. Kezia's father would compare Kezia to a little brown owl. He would say that Kezia was staring at him just like an owl does. Once Kezia was kept at home due to cold, and her grandmother suggested her to prepare a cushion for her father's upcoming birthday. Laboriously, with a double cotton, the little girl stitched the three sides of the cushion. Students, now after stitching three sides, it was time to fill the cushion with something. As her grandmother was out in the garden and Kezia was just looking for something, she reached her mother's bedroom. She was looking for bits of paper or cloth to stuff it into the cushion. On the bed table, she found a heap of papers. So she just gathered all the papers, then tore them into small pieces and stuffed those pieces of paper into the cushion and then sewed up the fourth side. There was a complete chaos in the house that evening because Kezia's father didn't get her speech he had prepared for a meeting. And how could he get? Because Kezia had torn that into small pieces to stuff the cushion that she had made for her father. After searching everywhere in every corner of the house, Kezia's mother asked her that if he had seen some paper. She was shocked to know that she had stuffed the cushion with those papers. Kezia's mother dragged her down to the drawing room, where her father was chasing the room to and fro in tension. Kezia's father called the cushion a damn thing. Now, why is Kezia's father referring to the cushion as a damn thing that Kezia prepared for him? Because she had torn his important speech to stuff the cushion. Kezia was so scared that she was again stammering. And then Kezia's father ordered mother to go and bring the cushion downstairs and ask her to put Kezia to bed at the very moment. Kezia was very sad. She had been unhappy that she had prepared a surprise for her father and he would like, but on the other hand, she had accidentally committed a disaster. Kezia's father entered the room with a ruler in his hand to beat her. Kezia was so scared that she tried to hide under the bedsheet. Although Kezia's father beat her out of his anger, but he didn't want to harm her. On the other hand, he wanted to teach her a lesson that she should not touch something that doesn't belong to her. Kezia wanted to explain that she made it for his birthday. She wanted to give her father a surprise birthday gift. But the father didn't listen anything. Her father had hit her small little palms with that ruler. And her grandmother wrapped her in a shawl and was trying to console her. She made her sit in her lap on a rocking chair and she was trying to put Kezia to sleep. And Kezia clung to her grandmother. Students, actually, Kezia was cursing herself. She thinks and she says that what did God make fathers for? She sobbed. Here, Kezia's word shows that she did not love her father at all. She hated her father. The grandmother gave her a hanky to blow her nose as she was crying badly. Grandmother told her to forget about it and she couldn't forget all that incidents. Kezia never forgot that beating that she had got. Whenever she saw her father approaching, she would keep her hands behind her back because she felt that maybe her father would hit her again and red color flew on her cheeks always whenever she comes in front of her father. Students, McDonald's family was Kezia's neighbors. The McDonald's had 5 children and all the children, they happily play with their father. And then they would run around the garden, around the flower beds, and they would laugh and laugh and laugh all the time. Kezia also wanted to have such fun with her father, and she missed it. She was surprised to see how her neighbors' kids are having fun with their father, but her own father was totally opposite. Little Kezia innocently thought that God had made various kinds of fathers. One day, Kezia's mother fell ill, so she was taken to the hospital and grandmother also went along with her. Kezia was all alone at home with the cook Alice. Now Kezia was fine during the day, but at night when the cook put Kezia to bed all alone, Kezia started feeling scared. Kezia's father was sleeping in the next room and the cook told her to sleep quietly, pulling her socks. He told Kezia to wake her father if felt scared. So now this is a nightmare that Kezia had often. She would see a butcher. So this butcher would hold a big knife, a huge butcher's knife and a rope, and he would approach Kezia. He had a dreadful smile on his face. And once Kezia would see him, she would feel that she was unable to move. She was so much scared of him. In her sleep, Kezia cried out for help. When Kezia woke up, she was shivering, she was trembling, and she saw that her father was standing next to her bed, and he was holding a candle in his hand. Kezia's father had heard her screams, and he had heard that Kezia was calling for her grandmother actually, and he had come to help her. Father asked that why was she crying. Kezia was still scared of the nightmare. She said that there was a butcher. He was holding a dreadful knife and she wanted her grandmother. Kezia's father took her to his bedroom and lay her on his bed carefully with love. Kezia felt her father's affection and so she went close to him. She snuggled herself toward her father and she held his shirt tightly so that she would not feel scared again. And now Kezia had overcome her fear. She felt relaxed in her father's arms. He asked Kezia to rub her feet against his legs so that they become warm. Now, here Kezia realizes her mistake and she had affection towards her father. She felt that her father was a poor man. He worked so hard. He was not so big as he found him to be earlier. Kezia realized that her father loves her very much like others' father. Although Kezia's father was asleep, he heard her sigh. He heard the sound that Kezia made and he asked her what the matter was. "Oh," said the little girl, "my head's on your heart. I can hear it going. What a big heart you have got, father dear." Kezia is showing her love for her father as she had realized that her father also loved her. So students, we should never feel in the story what we are actually learning, the message we are getting. We should never feel if our parents scolds us sometimes and if they are strict with us. It doesn't mean that they do not love us. Rather, they want to make us good and disciplined human beings. We should never bring this thought in mind that my father or my mother scolded me. It means she or he doesn't love me. It's never like that. No one can love and think for our well-being more than our parents. Students, I hope you have understood the story, and I request you all to watch this video once again for a better understanding and write down this detailed summary in your notebook using all the important points given in the video. And I hope you have subscribed the channel. If not, subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so that you always be updated with my upcoming videos.